Hello there, guys, and welcome to the Journey Through the EGH Paranormal Talk Show. We are live and exclusive on all platforms, wherever you are watching. So, welcome, one and all. And where would I be without my wonderful co-host, Mr. Paranormal Paul and Mr. Psychic Si? Good evening.
Good evening.
How are we both doing?
Yeah, good. All good.
Yeah, all good. Well, where would I always start? As I ask you, Mr. Paranormal Paul, how have you been this week?
I've been okay this week. It was last week I had a problem.
So we've had a good week. Mr. Psychic Si, how's your week been?
Yeah, it's been good. Yeah, been a good couple of weeks. Bit rainy, bit dull, haven't seen the sun for quite a while, but come out this morning, so it was a bit better.
Well, I think I saw something on the telly the other day that we are currently on the 41st day of consistent rain or rain.
Every day.
Yeah, there's a couple of places that it's rained every day, not all day, but it's rained every day. And Aberdeen hadn't seen sunshine for 37 days the other day.
Well, it's weird, isn't it? That's bizarre in itself. What this show is all about. Why is the weather so very, very random? Who knows? Who knows?
Could just be winter.
It could be, but I don't think I've ever felt it so wet in my life.
It has been wet. But just get ready. In 4 months' time, for your hose pipe ban. Because it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Who is watching us tonight? If you want to pop yourselves in the comments, guys. Welcome to the show. It is Thursday the 12th of February. We are back. We are talking about some random stuff tonight for you guys, so we might as well crack on with the show. I don't think I forgot anything. If you feel like you want to give us a call, you can do. You can also go over to if you want to watch, if you are watching us, okay, please head over to Journey Through the EGH Talk Show page. It's the form of the Journey Through the Unexplained. It is all over on there now. You could be watching on the YouTube channel. You could be watching wherever you are watching. But I suppose I better just double check if we are live, because I haven't checked. Has anyone had a notification come up to say that
live on Facebook?
Yeah. Does it say that we are good? Do you reckon?
We're live on Facebook. I know that.
We are live on Facebook, so please do not swear. Is that what we're supposed to be saying?
Till after 9 o'clock.
So why can't
and you can do what you want?
Well, you know what? It's not letting me share it. I don't know why. Well, I can't share the post, or can I? I might be able to. Share a feed. Well, that's stupid. Why can't I do that anymore? Oh well, there's nothing I can do. So, welcome everybody. Let's just hope that we will. What is wrong? Why do they have to change things? Seriously, why do they have to change things to make things a lot more harder for people? It just seems to get everything that they seem to get is right, and then it's just random. It is just so random that, oh no, sorry, you can't have it like that because it makes life too easy for you. I just find there's no need for it, really. Just let me share it to where I want to share it to. Share to feed. No, you're not going to let me do it? You're going to let me do it? You're not going to let me do it? No? So how do I change that then?
What are you trying to do?
Well, I should be able to share this to the Essex Ghost Hunters page. it's not. It's not going to let you to do that. It really isn't going to let you do that when you think that you should. This is why I hate it. You used to be able to do it. You on your friends, specific friends, custom acquaintances, post to audience. You know what? Facebook, you stink. It really does. It gets right on my wick.
Oh, wick. Good. Stop there. Good. Stop there.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So are you not going to let me do that then? That's not what. I want to swear. I genuinely want to swear. I really do. But I don't see why I should swear because it will only kick me off, won't it?
Probably.
How was your holiday, Russ, anyway?
Yeah.
It was absolutely fantastic. It was absolutely amazing beyond amazing.
Great.
I say I was obviously, you know, you hear all the horror stories of Egypt and things like that. But I totally just I don't understand it. I really don't. It was an amazing place, an amazing location. There is something amazing when you're flying into Hurghada and across Cairo. You sort of see in a distance. You can work out the pyramids. I did try to get photos, but you can't. You know, you're 36 feet in the air, 36,000 feet in the air. You sort of can glimmer it a little bit, and then when you're coming into Hurghada itself, and you're coming through the mountains, and you're looking out the window, and it's just crazy because there's holes, and I've got pictures that I will try to send over to you guys at some point as well, because we was flying over a desert and there were 6 holes in the ground, perfectly cylindrical holes in the ground, and I could not work it out. I couldn't. There was no towns nearby, no nothing. It was just 6, and it looked like it was just going straight down. It looked like it was just going straight down into like the earth. Unfortunately, I never got to the pyramids. Hurghada is roughly around about 7 to 8 hours bus journey there and back again. So it was very much sort of, you know, I'm gonna have to just bite it this time. I'm there for a holiday. Which on the last day, which I was a little bit gutted about, we was talking to our transfer who picked us up from the hotel on the way back, and he was talking about Luxor, and he was saying, oh, how beautiful Luxor is, and he was showing us pictures. And I said to him, just, you know, how close was we to Luxor? And he said an hour and a half away. And then I was more gutted because obviously where Luxor is, which I didn't know, was the Valley of the Kings or the Desert of the Kings, whatever you want to call it. And that's where Tutankhamun's tomb is there. That's where it was all found. So I was a little, you know, when you get your sort of like yourself get a little bit peed off, thinking, wish someone told me that prior to the holiday. There must have been a reason why I didn't go. But now I know, say, the flight to Egypt from London Luton is only 4.5 hours. You know, you can go to the Canary Islands, it takes you longer than that. I did say to Simon, maybe if, you know, sort of like in a year's time or something like that, it may be a city break that I do to Cairo over a weekend. So I fly out on like the Friday, come back on them, because it is literally, I'd only go for the pyramids. Oh, what was that? Would you like to disable automatic? Would I like power is off in 5 minutes to save energy? Would you like to disable standby? Well, how do I move that across? Yes. What is going on? So yeah, I would definitely say I would definitely try to make Cairo a city break, knowing now it's only 4 hours, maximum 4 hours 45. I you know, you go to Cairo,
that's not terrible, is it?
it's not the worst in the world. Definitely, it could be something that I look into, Tina. We've got Joe in the chat. We've got Mickey in the chat. We've got Heidi in the chat. We've got Marianne in the chat. We've got Jeff in the chat as well. Welcome everybody. But yeah, amazing experience. The UFO activity out there on the first night was immense. I'd probably never seen anything like it. Every night was a crystal clear night. The only thing I couldn't get, and even Christina sort of noticed it as well, the moon looked squashed. The moon looked squashed, as if it wasn't a perfect, because I had a full moon while I was out there, but it looked like it was a little bit sort of squashed, which was really rather random, and I couldn't really work it out why. But I was sitting on the balcony. I was staring up at what I do believe it was Jupiter or Saturn. It was either one of the stars, because it was so that there was 3 predominant stars in a line that you could see every night. They were crystal clear. And I sat on the balcony. Christina was getting ready. We was going to go for dinner. I put my feet up and I was just sat there, and I started to do like the CE5, you know, just say, look, follow my energy, follow my patterns. I'm offering you to come and see me. And I thought, right, I'm going to just go in, get my iPad. And just as I looked up in the sky, this ball of energy come in. It just went, lit up the sky, closed again, and disappeared into nowhere. And I was like, wow, that just give me the sight. It literally lit up the sky. You saw it. It just come in. You see it coming really faintly, and it just sort of like, whoom. And just as I was getting my camera, just as I was just about to hit the record button, because I knew it was going to happen, and it was whatever it was at that time was just telling me that it had listened, as that's what I took it as. It was a real spine tingling, frustrating as absolute, because I was this close to catching it on camera.
Yeah, but it must have set you up for the night, put you in a good mood after something like that.
Absolutely amazing. It was absolutely amazing. There is an impressive 6-planet alignment soon. Good evening. Good day. Yeah, it was. I was absolutely gobsmacked with it, and then ever since, you know, it was. I did find it very spiritual there. It was a very. It's a very. I think it goes under the radar. It goes under the radar of what. There's something special, what I would call, about the country. It's very barren for a start. There isn't much there. You know, when you're flying across, you know, from Cairo to Hurghada, where we flew, was 90 minutes. Well, you didn't see anything out the window apart from mountains and desert, mountains and desert, mountains and desert. You didn't even see you saw the odd little village. And you just think, like, I sent you the videos of like us coming into land, just to sort of like to see what they were like. And it's all that kept going through me is there's whatever is there is underneath that. I was doing a Simon. It was so, you was drawn to it. You was drawn to whatever was underneath them mountain ranges. it was very, very, and I couldn't get that out of my head. All the time that I was there, I couldn't get it out of my head. And then it started to sort of dawn on me. I sort of started stripping it apart. Why am I thinking like that? Why is it like that? You know, what is special about this place that I'm currently in? And even like the lead up to how I was feeling about going, I was very unnerved with it all. Very unnerved with it because from sort of, oh, the people are rude. This is happening. You know, you'll get, you know, the sickness bug in all the hotel and all that. You know, everything there was, you know, they lock you in the rooms and everything like that to buy things. Now I experienced none of that from when I went into sort of the deepest dark parts of Hurghada because I took the wrong route. And I didn't feel intimidated at all. And then I started to sort of feel like, as I said, like a couple of weeks ago or months ago, there was a big summit there, wasn't there? With the world leaders. It could have been before, it could have been last year, where all the world leaders were there. You've got neutral ground where I do believe that the Israelis and Hamas have been talking in Egypt as well. And I do think like President Trump has also landed in Egypt to try and, you know, broker the Ukraine-Russia deal and everything like that. So I found that way. It's like, well, there's something here, isn't it? It's neutral ground. And when I sort of started to do a bit of digging, I'm thinking, what's ever happened in Egypt? I couldn't find anything. There's been sort of no war. They're sort of a very peaceful nation. They don't get into too much this they said or this said. And it just got me wondering, what was there? What is there that made me feel like that, if that made sense? Mm-hmm. And as it's all that kept going through my head, and it was very strange, is because Christina said to me, she said, "Oh, it's good they don't do all the cloud seeding here." Well, we looked up into the sky, and I tell you what, there was jet streams going across the sky, and within 2 hours, the cloud cover come in. It come in. They were doing something over there as well. Lucky enough that was 2 hours before our flight took off, so it didn't really do anything. But you saw it come in, and even Christina said, "I didn't think they would do it over here. I didn't think they would ever do it over here."
Well, why, man?
It is one of them things that it just happened to be. But yeah, if anyone is ever thinking of going to Egypt or anywhere like that, don't second guess it. Just do it, because I do believe that you will find something just a little bit more than people realize they get up to. I'm just going to see if I can find you the picture that I want to show you, just to see if I can send it to you. I probably can't find it. There it is. I might be able to do this. Airdrop it to the computer. That's waiting. And see if you... So let's put that to the main screen down there. Let's go to banners and let's see if I can make something work. How did I do it last time? Anyone know? Remember how I did it? Is that the video? Is that the video clip background? More. No, maybe. Oh, if I can open that up. See, I don't think you're going to see it very well, but we'll try. Share my screen. Screen share. Share screen. Window. And share. So, can you see them round cylindrical dots in the middle of the screen?
Vaguely, yeah.
Well, that's all it was. see the black. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them.
Yeah.
You work out the 7 round. Well, they were perfect cylindrical holes in the middle of the desert. As you can see, there's no village, or obviously all the little grainy bits are the window. You know, I couldn't get that, but I don't know them. I don't know if it will zoom in. I don't know if it will zoom in. I don't know. Does that zoom in on yours?
Oh,
Yeah.
So them dots there, they were perfect cylindrical holes in the ground in the middle of the desert. And looking from down above them looked like, yeah, I couldn't tell you. It just looked like you was looking in a hole. That's all I could say. You was looking down into a hole, which was bizarre. For me, was absolutely bizarre. I couldn't work it out or anything like that. I really couldn't work it out. But it was great. It was great. There's something there. For anyone that wants to go and experience it, go and Skywatch, because I guarantee you the skies over there were crystal clear and there was no pollution because there's just nothing. You saw the planets, like Joe said, the planets in alignment were fantastic. So, yeah, visit. And the holes in the ground, who knows? But they were deep. They were deep.
Wow.
But just very odd, very bizarre. Very bizarre. I even woke Christina up and said, "Christina, look at them. Look at them. They're weird." And there's nothing around them. What's down there? Yeah. There was just, there weren't even no roads or tracks. You know, it weren't even like a river or anything, which it could have been. Might have been something there in time. Who knows? Who knows?
Wow.
Right, guys and girls, that's the end of the show. No, it isn't. I'm joking. I'm joking. Right. I don't know how to say it, but Simon, I think you know how to say it, don't you? We are going to talk about this.
The Chronovisor.
The Chronovisor. The Chronovisor.
Yeah.
Now, if people don't know what that is, because I haven't heard anything like this called before, and look, please bear in mind, this isn't anything that this isn't, what do they call it, fact. This is something that is mythical, which they believe is under the Vatican. Okay.
Yeah,
it is stored in the Vatican, and it can go back in time and take pictures of what went on.
Yeah, what you see on TikTok telling you can go in the future is an absolute load of because no.
We don't know that.
You do know that.
You do know that.
Huh?
How do we know that?
Because it was invented to see the past, not the future. It's been invented by a team of 12 scientists to look at the past, supposedly. It cannot look in the future. So when you see Brazil winning the World Cup, right, which feasibly they're in America, so Brazil are going to win the World Cup. But the picture you'll see, just look at the back of them. Because what does every player now have on the back of them? Their names. Look at the picture. It's generated, so just make
but all the clips that I sent were AI generated.
Yeah.
All the clips that I sent were AI generated. Now we can say here and say they can't see the future, but we don't quite know. There could be something, that time travel.
What this thing was invented to do was go back, not go forward. Right?
Yeah.
So what these scientists developed it for was to look back, not go forward. Okay.
And there's no time restraint, I believe, on how far this thing can go back.
No, supposedly not. But some of the images that it's supposedly caught from the, well, I can't remember his name, Pope, Father, whatever he was, supposedly caught these images from it, have now been linked to a statue. This was the one of Jesus Christ. So they took it back to the statue. They took it back, and apparently he spoke to Mussolini on it, and had a conversation with Mussolini. Went further back to see Christopher Columbus, and went further back to see Jesus Christ and the dying. But the pictures he's produced, they found out later, replicated from a statue.
So, no, we're not referring to remote viewing, Joe.
No, it's an invention that's it's called the Chronovisor. The Chronovisor. It's an invention that Father Pellegrino Aniti and a team of 12 scientists invented back in the 50s. Yeah.
Well, he come across it before the scientists got involved, didn't he? He kind of stumbled across it. He picked up on his father.
That's it. Yeah.
Who was a cobbler.
Yeah.
And he was messing about doing something, and he heard his father's voice, and he thought, that's my father. And he started talking about
the price of
shoes, things like that.
Yeah, the price of something that you wouldn't normally do. Yeah. And
he was like, well, that's my father, because he was a cobbler, and I think that's how it started. And then he got the other 12 guys involved in it, and that's when they rigged up this magnificent machine that gives sound and picture. But it's all about frequency and vibration. It's about energy from the past. What
and that's the part that I believe is, that's the part that I believe is feasible, Bob. To be honest,
100%,
you can. I think you can do it. But what I think, and I can't see why a father would lie. But the pictures that some of the pictures produced from it have been copied. So,
well, I don't see this I don't believe we would ever see any of the pictures that have ever come out of it, because it was quite secret. And when they went to the Pope, because I mean the Father Pellegrino or whatever his name was, apparently he pretty much observed all of Jesus's life through this thing.
He did.
And when he went to the Pope about it, the Pope said, You've got to destroy this. This is too dangerous. So he was instructed to destroy it, but as conspiracy theories goes, they never did. They've just moved it and kept it secret. I don't think they ever would have destroyed something like that. And you can bet your bottom dollar that there's more than one of them. But I don't think we would ever see any of the images ever created on that sort of thing.
No, I get the theory of it, and I believe the theory of it, because I think energy can be trapped in time, 100%.
Well, the way they're talking about it is, like energy can't be created or destroyed, so it's picking up on the vibrations of things. Everything that's ever lived on this planet, there's still a part of it. Yeah. And when you think about the spirit boxes you use on investigations, it's a similar type of thing, really, and is everything we communicate with residual.
Exactly. Exactly, mate.
Although it might come across as intelligent, you could just be picking up on that one part of it that's making sense to the things that you're discussing.
It's talking to you,
when I first started looking into it, I didn't really believe it. I started looking at the TikTok page and of the images that were released. One of them was the aliens making the pyramids, and another one was a giant. So I thought, well, which is it then?
But it's all I was trying to do is just get that what it was going forward. I say we all know what goes on TikTok and things like that, and I'd quite happily agree with all of what was said there, and just say, I was just trying to get the theory across to you so we could all look into it.
Apparently, it's complex cathode ray tubes and antennas that pick it up.
And I think it's something to do with atoms, wasn't there? I did watch a video somewhere that it was atoms in the atmosphere that hold this energy, that where it goes to and how it picks it up.
Yeah.
How it works, I don't think we would ever know.
I think you're not going to
be
know.
fair. But yeah, I say, as Simon has said, if you know, when it says the most famous alleged image, the one that you were saying, wasn't it, Simon? The crucifixion of Jesus.
Yeah.
The most well-known Chronovisor image was published in the Italian magazine La Demonica del Corriere on the 2nd of May 1972. But there's been a lot of debunking around.
Which is always going to be, isn't there?
Of course there is, mate. Of course there is. The Last Supper.
It saw all of that. It saw the resurrection as well. Apparently, he's seen it from the death to the resurrection. He's seen Columbus land on the islands. You see all the ships. Apparently, he's seen loads of things, and you can view it all. But they said it's far, far too dangerous. If he can do it, it would just destroy the world, probably,
as we know it.
Yeah,
because it's the truth, and that's where it was. Stuart has put, with religion as it is in the world, the Catholic Church would not reveal this because it proves their religion.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
As Joe said, if it's based on residual vibration, then I reckon it can't see the future, only the past, logically speaking.
Yeah. And I think that's what it is.
It is the past, isn't it?
It is a past. Yeah, it's invented to look at the past. That's what the thing was. And apparently, there was 12 scientists that invented this, and only 2 of them were ever named.
But
one of them was that von Braun, the old ex-Nazi, wasn't he? He was director of NASA.
Yeah, that's it. And the other one was somebody called Enrico Fermi. But there's 12 others they've not named. Some of them could still be alive, in theory.
Yeah,
well, they reckon that they're all dead, didn't they? I mean, the von Braun, he never spoke about it anyway. But then that man's got more secrets than anyone, so he's used to being tight-lipped.
But it's a thing that's believable. It is a thing that's believable, because I do think you could, if you could trap it, God, wouldn't you be rich?
Yeah. So, but
is that what we're tapping on when we're going ghost hunting and things like that? Is that what we're not tapping in on? Perhaps somehow we get to that vibration to find it. But don't know.
But there must be.
I mean, everything's energy and vibration. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I was just thinking in my head is that there must be some science behind it. There's got to be some science behind it somewhere along the line. Now,
well, yeah, to build the machine, I should imagine, would take some scientific thinking.
We
residual energy theory, isn't it? Is that energy leaves its vibration. So if you can tap into that vibration is always going to be there. So if you can tap into that vibration,
yeah. But then, what is the scientific? My question is what is causing it to draw that picture? Where is this? And look, we're not going to know the answer. I know that, but there's the question to it is how is this image produced? Something is produced in this image. Is it a computer? Is it the old sort of, the old photography with the black box where you put in a bit of, your paper in it, whatever they call it, and letting this image vibrate back? No,
I think it's like a telly. I think it's like the cafe ray tubes and the antennae. So it's got to be channeling the energy. somehow.
Which is it's quite obviously it's very feasible, and you know, people like to say, oh, we'd love to go back in time and see that. Okay, this makes it more feasible that we as a people haven't got to go back there, but this telly or this instrument is absolutely picking it up.
If
and
it
we
exists.
see if I had to give you a choice here and say, do you believe this thing exists or not, where are you going?
Who are you asking?
Both of you. I'll go to both of you.
Originally, I would say no. I thought it wasn't. But the more I kind of looked into it, yeah, I think it's very, very likely. 100. Well, I wouldn't say 100%, but I'm sold now. Whereas the first couple of days, I was seeing more and more things that just made me believe it's a load of nonsense. Especially images. I don't believe there's a single image put out that thing actually caught. I don't think they would release anything.
Yeah, exactly that. I agree.
If it was good, though,
even then,
we wouldn't know.
I agree with Paul. They wouldn't let it out. I don't think that.
You're telling me this man reckons that he pretty much followed Jesus through his whole life, and not one single. That telling me that wouldn't be good. Now I can't work out if it's actual video type picture they're seeing, or it's just a picture, or if it is moving images. But even then, whatever way it is, I don't think they would ever release it to the public. And
so
yeah,
I agree with.
No, I don't.
I think they would, because I think they hide it in plain sight. I think it's better off to be out in the public domain and let people like us. Once again, I don't think anything's hidden. I think these people have the ability to do what they do because they want people to argue over it.
To be quite honest, I think that is hidden. And I think that will be hidden because, I don't think they could. And very much like Paul, when I first started to look at it, I thought, this is a load of crap. But then, as I got looked more at it, and then looked more at what they were saying, forget the images you're seeing, but what he was saying and how they're doing it, then I started to believe it. And then it was like the Pope, whoever it was at the time, said, right, you're going to decommission this. It's going to be broken up. And that's what he's done. He's broken the machine up and put it down in the box. So it will never come up.
I don't think he broke it up.
I
reckon there's someone looking at that thing all day, every day.
Exactly. I think it's still being used now. I think it's getting everything that you need. I have a theory, but let's just go to some questions. Joe, I might have to retract what I said, as remote viewing is based on residual energy and they can predict the future stuff. That's Joe. The technology might be from ET, just like reverse into like tech smartphones.
Yeah.
I think I'm sold on this piece of kit. I do think it's there. I don't think it's hidden as much as you two believe it's hidden, but that's fine.
That's interesting though, because reverse that. So it was late 50s, early 60s. This thing was supposed to have been invented, which would have been after the Roswell, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It was.
When was that?
Yeah.
Hold on.
53, wasn't it? 50s. Was Roswell 53?
The first published image was in 1972.
Yeah, no, this thing was going in the late 50s, early 60s. Yeah. This thing was invented. I'm trying to think when Roswell was.
1947, mate.
40. It was in the 40s, wasn't it? So that makes good. That could be quite plausible. That, I mean, let's be honest. Anything like that, the Vatican's going to get a hand in it. Yeah. I think it's one of the most secretive and influential places and people on the planet. if the CIA and places, people like that have got anything to do with it, then the Vatican has as well.
Yeah.
So that makes quite a bit of sense, actually.
I say it feels right. This thing feels right because to me it does feel like I think, like where we talk about the Nephilim and we talk about the history, sounds I'm you can ring the bell every time I mention it, but it's almost like, when they said about the pyramids being built and things like that, and I
But
think
in theory, you could go and see those if this machine's there. You could go and see them.
that's what I'm
In theory.
thinking, and I think that there's questions that we put out in time,
And then I think you're looking at ET being involved. I think you're looking at that at that stage, and I think you're looking at it.
This is another reason why I think they would never publish anything they catch on that, because it would absolutely ruin everything people's been taught about our history. We know history is a lie. You know the way the schooling system and the way they teach us about history, it just don't make sense, none of it. So I think it will just, like you say, it will throw the world into chaos.
It would actually throw the world into chaos, because they'd be able to look back and think, oh, hold on, there's aliens built. Let's just take it for example. There's alien built putting the pyramids up. Hold on, what's going on?
Even if it wasn't aliens,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if it is just a more sophisticated ancient civilization.
Yeah, and it would scare people.
If they move things with energy and frequency, and or anything like that. It's
I do generally. I get it. I do get it. I'm a strong believer that this thing exists. I really do, and I do think that there is. I don't think there's just one of them either.
No.
I think that this is. I think this is a bigger piece of kit than I don't think it's just held in the Vatican. I think that it's still being used today. I still think it's being used in high technology. I think I will urge on the side of that. I think that this thing does predict the future. Okay, I'm not saying it predicts in the World Cup. I think Simon's quite correct in what he's saying, that it's a edged on bet that someone like Brazil in America will win that. But I do think it does predict some form of future. I think we are seeing, and I do think it's a form of time travel. And I do think that people like potential Tesla has had some involvement in this machine. I do think that it is out of time. I think it goes back further than the 1950s. I think it goes a long, long way back, because I don't think technology has always been evolved by us. I think that, and you see like the old video clips of people walking around with smartphones from like the 1930s, and people go, well, I think this is the bit of kit that's probably found that. I think that these things, I do think there is such thing as time travel and things like that. So does it dovetail with time travel? Yes, it does. Is it a feasible thing as time travel? Yeah. Is what I will say is, have we had a film based on this sort of machine? That's where my brain would go. I'd want to have a look at a film to see if there is any film out there that has used this sort of technology with its writing, and if it's in its play script, because then I would would watch the film to see what I get from that. We look at Back to the Future, obviously has a time machine, as in a car that's going back. It doesn't sort of go to any sort of telly to look at. I know that we have something of like Willy Wonka, don't we, where he goes, it's sucked into the telly. But yeah, do I think it comes from E.T., Joe? Very hard question, because I think that I would err on the side of yes, because I class human as extraterrestrial. I don't class us as anything different. I think we are a form of extraterrestrial species. I don't find us anything different to the tall greys and small greys and, you know, anything else. I think we are just a different breed of extraterrestrial that is our world of living. So do I think we have, and do I think it's been back engineered? No, I do generally think that our ET, the human extraterrestrial, whatever you want to look at it, has had something to do with this. Obviously, I think that the Vatican religion knows that extraterrestrials exist, for it to be, you know, spoken in their own Bible with the land of the giants, the Nephilim, which to me is just another form of extraterrestrials that still live on a different planet. You know, they've not been extinct. I still think they exist, just we don't see them. If I would say if they're going to be anywhere, they're going to be in the place that I witnessed going across in the desert, going down them bloody big holes, because it was big enough to take some bloody big people.
Kandahar giant.
Exactly. So yes, do I think this thing is? And I still think they're using it today. I still think they're using it today, and I think it's being more and more in our public domain at this moment in time than we know. I don't think the pictures. If I'm going to be totally honest here, I think we're probably getting to the point of the pictures that we are getting today are going to be a lot clearer to what they were 40 years ago, because I do think that potential engineering, alien, extraterrestrial technology could be put towards what with that his invention is, to make these pictures more crystal clear, to make these pictures more smarter. And
yeah, maybe they did start as a still picture, and now they've got the ability for moving pictures.
Yeah, but we look at. I'm trying to think of an example. I'm probably trying to go to an example of things that we could use today, and you get a lot of look. I want to try and use an example without getting us into trouble more than anything. With what's going on in the world today with a so-called island, yeah, and they have all these pictures that keep coming up on this so-called island, okay? What's to say that machine hadn't gone back and took them stills on that island? What's to say that these people in higher powers can use these stills to go back? I think this machine's still in play big time today. And I do think it's in our public domain more than we can even visualize. I really do. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying it is. Please don't think I'm sitting here and does. But I think there's a lot more images that we are seeing.
But we'd never know now, will we? Because we wouldn't know if it's bloody AI or what's being produced. That's the trouble we've got now.
Okay, and put it in this way then. What say this machine could be potentially AI in its new home? That's what I'm saying. I think this machine can pick up, and I do think that, say, the ghost hunting side of things, you make very good points here. We have this residual energy that's forming somewhere here. We have stone tape theory that could play very much into this machine's hands here of how it can pick up on things.
There's been a film, apparently, called Chronovisor, directed by Gennaro Tariella.
It's going to have subtitles, so I'm out.
International Film Festival.
How do you think we get events and happening on ghost events? The stone recording theory, but recorded in the ether.
Yeah.
I think about it. I've got to think. I don't know what you're asking me there, Joe, to be fair, but I generally believe. Yes, I do.
We probably tap into that frequency.
But that's what I'm saying. What's to say that this Chronovisor visor isn't human? What's to say that? You start charging us? Is for
yeah, you're right, Stuart.
if we can pick up on this, okay. If we can't go, within the field of the paranormal with psychic mediums and things like that. We come across these stories, we come across these events, we can give names, we can give dates, we can give all of that, which is it's fantastic. It's great. But we draw lines of where that energy runs dry. Okay, when I will say it runs sort of when we pick up past time. So we see, we go and see, I'm doing a reading and I pick up an Aunt Maud's cat. Yeah. I say, I've got a lovely kitten with you, blah, blah, blah. But we don't see mediums pick up on dinosaurs. We don't have that. There's a drawing of a line somewhere where energy runs dry or dead.
Excuse me. We'll be going out to look for a dinosaur, but
no, but it's what I'm saying is
it's what you're going out to look for. And if you've got somebody sitting in front of you and you're doing a reading, you're looking for that person. If you were to go somewhere and say, "Okay, Simon, okay, Paul, right, let's go in here. We know what's here, but you've got to go further and further back." We may be able to, but we've never tried it. I've never tried to look for a dinosaur.
No, I'm not saying looking for a dinosaur.
I know where you're coming from.
I think there is a time where this energy, stone tape theory in the ether, for humans is like a dead pan. It runs dry. It's something that we can't tap into. I don't know why. And that's my own.
Could it be we've never tried? Could it be we've never tried?
But then we're talking about, what part of we go back to? When we go to events, do you set a boundary of where you're going back to?
Probably not. No.
So, no. But that's what I'm saying.
I'm looking for something that's.
I'm not saying dinosaurs. That's not what I'm saying.
No, I know. Yeah, I'm just
if you're going back, sort of. If okay, I put you next to the pyramid and said, go back as far as you physically possibly can to who built this. Not saying you can't, but my theory is I think that would be a struggle I think that would be a struggle, for the sheer fact is that energy that did build that 10,000 years ago over an energy that is probably 200 years ago, on average, what we deal with.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Average, where does the fine line come to where the ether, as what Joe is saying, this particles may run dry? That's my only question.
Yeah, I get you, because I haven't got the antennae that then this machine has got. If you put, I don't know, 50 antennae in either me or you or Paul, we probably could go back further, but we've only got this physical bit.
And that is what I think my point is. We are looking at this coronavirus. It sounds like coronavirus.
I knew you were going to do it.
Coronavirus. Well, it's got everything about corona, and it's got corona, it's got Pfizer on it. Anything that you don't want to associate with COVID, it's got to do with it. This machine, what's to say isn't human with extended antennae on it? Now, we know that the brain is very capable of doing things that is out of this remit. We know that. Now, there was, I say, you look at the conspiracy regarding JFK's brain. Someone wanted JFK's brain for some strange reason. Okay. Now, what's to say that this machine isn't something brain orientated? And I'm going to say this is just, I'm not saying it isn't, and this is what I'm saying. Maybe this, the coronavisor is human. Maybe these 12 scientists are the ones that can tap into it. And, like Paul was saying the other week, there's a bloke that goes on TikTok with a grate of cheese. And then all of a sudden we get the people in tin hats with the antenna on. Now we all laugh and joke about it, but we are talking about something here that has an antenna on it. Is that a physical thing that we can tap into?
That one I can't answer you.
That's where I would be going with the coronavirus. I can't say it. I'm going to say virus. Christian, it is coronavisor. I'm saying that right, Simon?
Yeah, coronavisor.
The coronavirus.
Have you ever heard of it, Christian?
It's a piece of kit that can take videos back in time. He's very scientific minded, so I'm pretty much sure that it would be quite a flat no on that one. I'd be shocked. We'd get something back. But if this thing is real, and there is evidence out there of, as you say, where it could go, what it's led to, you think it's hidden away.
Well, supposedly.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Residual light and sound. The images that are coming back from the coronavirus is black and white, as far as I'm concerned. Is there sound?
Yes, no sound. No.
Yes, there is sound.
Yeah, because he heard his dad's voice.
Oh yeah. Yes, yeah, there is.
So that's like talking to the dead, though, isn't it? That is like talking to the dead.
Yeah, but it wasn't actually. His dad wasn't actually talking to him. His dad was talking about the price of. His dad was a cobbler, and he was talking about the price of leather to fix his shoes. That's what he heard.
Right, gotcha.
You can't interfere with what you're seeing or hearing. It's not that kind. That would be time travel. You're literally just as if someone took a picture or filmed it and you're then watching it.
Yeah.
With you. No, I'm with you. I've got it. It's in my head. It's in my head. If it was true, we could pick up residual sound and listen to history or residual light. There's no. It's impossible. See, I told you.
Yeah.
I told you where Christian was going. I knew where he was going. I knew where we would go with that one because you're very scientific based, Christian. Okay, but
there were 12 scientists that invented it.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Yeah, I suppose it is time travel. In a way, it's a different form of time travel, isn't it? You're right, Paul. It was scientists that invented it. Good comeback there. Have that, Christian.
12 scientists.
Have that. But yeah, no.
Von Braun and Fermi invented it.
Who?
Von Braun and Enrico Fermi were the two he named out of the 12 scientists that invented it.
Spell them.
Enrico Fermi, the surname's Fermi.
Hold on. Fermi. Mi.
And then German is von Braun. Braun.
Which is the Nazi that's the director of NASA.
So let's have a look. Let's get on to Enrique Fermi. He was born in 1901. He died in 1954. He was an Italian neutralized American physicist, renowned for being the creator of the world's first artificial nuclear reactor and a member of the Manhattan Project. Architect of the nuclear age, he won the Nobel Prize in Physics for introducing radioactivity, quantum theory, development in statistic quantum theory and nuclear particles. Fermi was first major computer involved in statistical mechanics after Wolfgang Pauli. I get it. We've got this nuclear reactor, we've got this nuclear physicist, and time travel has to have power, doesn't it? So if we're going to have a look
at particles as well, your energies and frequency, that's what he was doing. He was picking up in the particles of the frequency and the energy, and that was always left behind. Like I said, energy can't be created or destroyed. It's always there. Everything that's ever lived, it's always there. You've just got to tap into it.
I say I like this theory. I like this coronavirus. I think it exists.
Not coronavirus.
No, oh, that's another subject. But let's end on a bit of a fun then. So hold on, how are you? So rather than third-party hearsay resources, has anyone read the thesis paper or documentary on it? No, because it's in the Vatican. Yeah. We're never gonna find it because the Vatican hides all its secrets. Claim for famous scientists, including were involved. There is no mention of such projects in their papers, correspondence, or biographies. Yeah, but this thing isn't. It's never going to be, is it? It's never going to say, we know it's a secret thing.
It's a conspiracy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a conspiracy. Exactly what it is. It's a conspiracy which we believe could exist somehow. But how?
But there was some. I'm going to look back into this now because there was something where it was documented that these guys worked on it.
Yeah, it was actually.
I can't comment on that. I can't generally comment it. But what we've just said, how secretive this is, would it be documented they actually work on it?
Yeah, but at the time it wasn't secret.
Don't you two start ganging up on us. Sorry, Paul, go again.
I can't remember what I was going to say then.
If it was so secret.
No, it wasn't as secret to start with.
It was
when they started getting results. It's when they started really getting results and fine-tuning it that they took it to the Pope and showed him the results. And he said, "You're going to have to destroy this. This is too dangerous."
Like hell that he would have got rid of it. Don't make any sense at all, does it? That
well, it says it's in the Vatican. That's where they say it is stopped.
100%. We will be married in March. I get it. I do get it, and I like the theory. I think it exists. I generally do think it exists. So this is where we're going to go with it now. Mr. Simon.
Yeah.
You come across this piece of kit, and where do you go? What, you get one chance and one chance only. Where do you go?
I'm going back to see who built the pyramids.
That's it. That's all you get.
Yep. That's all I know.
You go back to see who built the pyramids.
Yeah.
But if it is science, it was destroyed. Science says that someone else would have discovered it by now. Could have.
Yeah.
Could have. It could be. I'm going to ask the chat as well. There's loads of people in the chat as well. You're going to get one chance to go back in time. Even the non-believers. Okay? You get a chance to go back in time. So Stuart is going back.
Well, you don't get a chance to go back in time. You just get to have a look at a place in time.
A place at time.
Oh, good one.
Jack the Ripper.
That was royalty, Stuart.
I think it's royalty. Well, right, come on, Paul.
Oh, mate. Oh. I mean, the pyramids are a good one. I think I'd have to choose something different, and I don't know what.
It's hard.
That's really hard. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't. Maybe the actual first human.
I'm not going to click on it. Russell Bedford is in approximately the 1960s. Go in my 30s, approximately 87 in my 30s. How old do you think I am? Go on, Paul.
Yeah, the first man.
First man.
Oh.
Find out exactly where we started.
That's good, yeah. Yeah.
I'm torn between three things.
I know you can only have one.
Yeah.
And
this is what I'm going to give you my three things, and I have to pick one of them. So, right. I want to know, I'd like to see if the Titanic hit an iceberg.
Oh, yeah, good.
I would also like to see what landed at Roswell. And I'd also like to see what landed at Rendlesham. To see if anything at them times did. So I'm going to go. I want to see, because it predated Rendlesham, I'm going Roswell. to see if anything crashed at Roswell.
Okay.
That's what I would want to see. And then I would pick it apart. If we could get a still of something falling, just like probably the same sort of thing from Rendlesham, if something crashed, to see if there was footage of that crash, even though they're telling us there is footage. I guess I was number 4 then. What number do you want? You got to tell us where you'd go back in time.
No,
Serious. Yeah, I know what he's saying. I know what he's saying. I'm not going to his level tonight. I'm not going there. But no, come on, chat. Let us know. You get one chance to go back and watch a video or a screenshot of that moment in time. What would it be? We've had Jack the Ripper. Simon looks at the pyramids. I think that's great. I do think that's a great one because I think that will change the whole course of time. But yeah. Any others?
God, I mean, you'd have endless amount of fun, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I suppose the creation of Earth.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just that was.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Look
that
at
was
that.
right the same as. I'd love to see how Earth was created. But they must know that. If this thing can, that's what I'm saying. That was the, maybe that was my, I should have worded it like it does. This thing must know that. This thing must go.
Well, it's not the thing, though, is it? It's what it's picking up on. And we don't really know how far back it can go. Like you say, when you there's a limit to us when you guys do it. There's got to be, the further back you go, surely that energy is not going to be as strong as, like you said, 10,000 years ago to 200 years ago. What are you going to pick up on first, and what's going to come through clearer?
True.
But
surely the more. I don't know. I'm just assuming here. It could just be as strong 10,000 years ago as it is 200 years ago. But then is it the same strength a million years ago or a billion years ago?
So yeah, this is another question. So I'm going backwards and forwards now because in my head I'm going again now. My mind's. The Russian Roswell happened. There was very similar over there. Yeah, that's very strong, that one. That's really, the Russian one is probably the most, the evidence is undisputable in that one. We can already pick up the beginning of Earth. The further we look out, the older we see. We can already detect the radiation of the initial creation.
Wow. Okay.
So as a start, yeah. So
as it possible then?
Yeah, I'd love to know. As a matter
you're basically just recreating the Chronovision because it's only picking up on stuff that's already there.
Yeah, it's already detecting the radiation, picking up the radiational particles and turning them into pictures. So yeah. No. It come back to some Sarky comment. Oh yeah, the Dat Lever Pass incident. Okay, well, I cheated. I'm having 2.
Okay.
No, you can have 2. We can have 2. We can have as many as we want now. It was just that first port of call. But I think if you and say my other question to it now is, does it just pick up stuff it wants to pick up then, or can you tune it in to what you want it to? That's another question that I'd like to ask.
I've got the remote here for it, mate.
Yeah.
I
think it was designed to. It is like a radio sweep. You're sweeping to. They must have figured out a way of fine tuning it to go to a certain point in time. If this fella reckons he pretty much followed Jesus through his life, then there must be a way of tuning it and going to where you want it to go. Because if not, why would you only pick up famous things that have happened? You wouldn't. You'd be just, it could be someone lived 2 streets away from Jesus and you're watching him through his life. You could, there must be a way of fine tuning this to pick up certain things.
I would say so. I would absolutely agree.
It's no different than a TV, isn't it? You know, you got about 100 channels, 500 channels. Well, it's all in the ether, isn't it? You know, it's not all coming through a cable. It's coming through a Sky dish or whatever. How do you fine tune that to pick a clear picture on each one of them 500 channels?
No, exactly that.
Mm.
Yeah, look.
Light and sound travel at a set speed through a vacuum of space. It degraded if it bounces off things, and it doesn't sit still in a place to pick up locally. Okay.
See, it's always nice to have a scientist on board, isn't it? Someone that...
I just want to ask Christian, what's your thoughts on alien life then, and ET?
Yeah,
I really would like to know if you
there's
believe
more
in it.
stars in our galaxy, isn't there, than there is grains of sand on Earth.
Are you a believer in
life?
Yeah, are you a believer then of extraterrestrials living amongst us? Or do you think that's all sort of
The okie dokie.
crap as well? Oh, just
No, I know, I like it. I like
I
it.
really would, yeah.
I think it's a great question to ask someone who doesn't believe in that, you know, who is scientifically based. Yes, Simon, my love.
Yeah. So do you believe in me?
Yes, Simon. He does.
Right, okay.
I'm taking that yes, he does.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I'm definitely taking that as a yes. For me.
Yeah,
That's
I think so. That's good.
So it's interesting. It's so interesting. I say the subject. I say we're always going to have the people like the scientists that believe in what science tells you, and they will say, "Well, you have to have science to prove this and prove that." I get it
but
all.
then you say that, Russ. You know, look at the many scientists battle against each other. Science is never settled. If you're a scientist, you know that science is never settled because you're continuously finding things that contradict the last results.
Oh, I say I
forever evolving.
All right, here we go. I think humans have evolved through religion and faith to think that we are special enough for a single life, and we must have something thereafter. Truth is that we are no different to planets, animals, etc. We are unique, we're made from atoms from all over space. Then we die, rot, return to Earth.
Well, that's ended the show on a good note, isn't
it? Can you put a happy note in for Simon, please, Christian?
Yeah, because I'm a bit older than all of you, so I'm thinking I'm rotting already.
but no. Look.
So where that doesn't really answer where my the ET part of it is. But
I think he believes. Yes, Simon. I think you got. He believes.
It's the same thing. It's going along the same route, isn't it? Human or not, you know, if you're all just stardust and atoms, and it's all got to start from somewhere, and eventually goes back to its original.
Christian, do you think then ETs are very much like us then? Made from atoms all over space, then we die, rot, and return to Earth.
But yeah, but I don't see why you wouldn't think. See, to be fair, is what ET, and I think that they are a living organism. So how they're made up may not be necessarily directly the same as us, but yeah, I do think they're made up of. I think they all die, I don't think anything's eternal, you know, per se, but yeah, I just think it's all very, very interesting more than anything. And that's, you know, just how we roll. Right. I think we
I
have
found your rolls, by the way.
my holes.
Yeah.
What are
In
they?
the Garda.
What are they? Well, it was more Cairo, to be fair. It was a good 90 minutes in.
Oh, well, it's called Desert Breath. It's an installation located in the eastern desert between the Red Sea coast and the Ranger
Was it
Mountains.
Desert Breath?
Desert Breath, the spiral. It says it consists of 89 conical protrusions and 89 matching
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't that.
holes that spiral out from a common centre.
No. That definitely wasn't
Okay.
what I saw. That was. I'll show you the picture.
It's near Hurghada.
Yeah, that wasn't. No, that wasn't what I saw.
Right, okay.
I'll
Well,
show
you can see.
you.
Apparently, you can see the holes from the sky.
Yeah, hold on. I will show you. Hold on, bear with me a minute, guys. That's Desert's Breath.
All right. Okay.
Okay, that's the spiral. But I never saw that's. See that one in the middle?
Yeah.
I would. Oh, that's in water. It wasn't water. The one in the middle was about. Well, I couldn't even say how big they were. If I said they were, yeah, that woman's walking next to them, and they look tiny compared to what. And there was no points. There wasn't like that. Mine were just
Okay.
random shape, like holes. They must have been at least 200-foot diameter round. You know,
It's 25 acres. I don't know, mate.
it had no pattern to it like that. Mine had no pattern to it. These were just sporadic holes, random, and you saw them a good like 5 minutes along the journey. There was one, then there was another, then there was another. Could have been something, but it was just very, very, very random.
No problem.
Hold on, I want to stop the screen share. Let me stop the screen share.
Okay.
We live, we die, no ghosts, no supernatural. For aliens, I believe that there could be bacteria, other small life forms, maybe not carbon-based, but nothing like the TV or movies. The time in space is vast. Humans have only taken up a minute amount of that time.
Yeah. We'll be long
and we'll be long to extinct before no time. Alien
life
would be the same, probably existed, and the same planet before us die out, and we die out. Another planet millions of miles away, we create life, and the cycle all over again. There you go.
Thanks, Christian. I'll tell you what.
There is an irrigation project near Tosca region of Egypt.
Okay.
I'll have a look. I can. I'll definitely have a look.
Did you not ask anyone when you was there, Russ? What? Because you saw them on the way in or the way out?
On the way out.
Ah.
On the way home. It was just a very very random. I say I know they're hard to see, and I can't. I generally can't sort of get any more to it. But I suppose if it's where you're looking is here more than anything. That's sort of where you're looking. Let me just go to my screen record plus screen share screen window there and share. See it? That's in that sort of in that sort of bit there is sort of where I'm looking. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it wasn't spiraling out. It just wasn't spiraling out at all. If I'd seen that from that spiral, I would have been very impressed, because I would have known that would have been some pattern that was made. Social animals life build. Hold on, what's it? Social animals like insects life build mold homes. So alternatively, some male species build molds to impress females for mating. Well, these were bloody big if they were mating. So I meant aggregation, reclamation, not irrigation. Hold on. What's now going there? This is based on, I could find the large holes in Cairo, Giza are referring to boreholes, core holes that shot granite. These, I just, when you fly on budget airline, unfortunately, they don't give you, the a map of where you're going. Like there's a screen somewhere that could give
So
you
you
where
knew exactly where you
are.
was. Yeah.
That would really help. So we flew over somewhere, and I thought it could have been France, and it looked beautiful. But then the captain come on the line, and it said like, we're about still an hour and 20 minutes from land, and I thought, well, that ain't France. No, this was 36,000 feet in the air, Kieran, them pictures, and I would say the holes were at least 200 foot to 300 foot in diameter. Multiple deep purposes. It would be somewhere between Hurghada and Cairo, because we flew over Cairo, and it was between, I would say, they say the journey from Hurghada to Cairo is 90 minutes. I would say I'd been in the air for at least 50 minutes to an hour when they popped in, when they come onto the thing. And there was only them, and there was another one before I got that camera out. That was obviously over. There was another one. So, yeah, they were massive. They were literally massive. So, yeah, I couldn't explain to you what I saw, but there was just something very, very random there. Right. That's the end of the show, guys. Thank you ever so much for joining us this week, for all your lovely comments. Thank you for all the interaction that you have given us. Next week's subject, I'm going to give it to you already, guys. We are going to be talking about a book that myself, Paul, and Simon is sort of halfway through. It's called Sky Crash. It's loosely based on Rendlesham instance, but different look at things and very evidential evidence of what was her name? Brenda Butler, and some friends looked into. And this book has been tried to be squashed quite a few times. Now, I believe that the book is no longer in publication. I don't think you can buy it off the shelves. I don't think there is anything.
You can't.
So you would have to get it through somewhere like eBay or something like that, I'm assuming. But I say it is on Audible. So go and have a look for Sky Crash. Give it a listen. And that's what we'll be talking about next week, because I think it can really open up some different side of things. And I think this book potentially gives Rendlesham a little bit more of a clear-cut timeline than it's ever been. and I don't know why this book is being pushed back, and all it's doing is allowing, obviously, Colonel Holt, Larry Warren, Peniston, and the other geezer, it just seems like it's their towel and their towel only. Now, Brenda Butler opens up a big can of worms in my eyes, and we see from that. But we'll talk about that next week, because I know Paul's nearly finished the book. I finished the book. Simon is still a way off of finishing the book, but hopefully within the next week, Simon will be a little bit closer to finishing the book. All right.
Only 4 hours of.
But to be fair, it goes pretty quickly. When you're listening to it, it goes a lot quicker.
Yeah, but some chapters I'm having to go back on because
yes,
it's blown me away.
Yes, I found that, especially the chapter 18.
With Brenda so Butler. Much going on.
Yeah, chapter 18, where Brenda Butler goes from, I think it's like 2001 onwards. It's like, oh my God, this is really crazy. This is absolutely crazy. But no, thank you ever so much, guys. Take care, stay safe, and we'll all see you next week.
Bye-bye.
See you next week, everyone.